Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a quick Valve hardware update. One part is good news for the Steam Frame. The other part is not so great if you are waiting on the Steam Machine pricing. Steam Frame support is showing up, and Brad Lynch had another comment about where the Steam Machine price might land. So let's get through it, because the Steam Frame looks like it's still moving in the background, but the Steam Machine pricing is still not looking too good. So first up, the Steam Frame. Valve's Lab now has default bindings assigned for the Steam Frame controllers. And yeah, so the Lab is Valve's own VR app. So you would basically expect Valve to make sure that it works with Valve's own headset. This is the type of thing that you start seeing when a device is basically being prepared in the background. It is not a release date, it is not a pre-order page as well, but it is another sign that Valve is getting closer on the software side, right? So for VR, controller support matters a lot. If the controls feel wrong, the whole thing just feels wrong, right? So the more interesting part is what Brad Lynch basically pointed out after that. He basically said that he has seen a few Steam Frame standalone title builds show up over the past couple of weeks. The games mentioned were Arken Age, Racket Fury, The Room VR, and Sushi Ben. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean that Valve announced these titles as launch titles. It also doesn't mean that the Steam Frame is coming out tomorrow, but it does suggest that some VR games are starting to prepare for Steam Frame support. And that is the part that I like seeing. The Steam Frame cannot just be a cool headset, it needs games ready for it. It feels like the Steam Frame is still moving, so now the Steam Machine part is where things get a little bit uncomfortable. Brad Lynch said to take this with a grain of salt because it was basically whispers in his ear, but he also said that when he was told the figure for Valve's estimated starting price for the Steam Machine, it was higher than today's Steam Deck prices. And that was apparently 2 months ago. So that is the line that makes people nervous, right? Because today's Steam Deck prices are not cheap anymore. The 512 gig Steam Deck OLED is now $789 and the 1TB model is now $949. So when someone says that the Steam Machine starting price was higher than today's Steam Deck prices, that could mean a few different things. Maybe it means higher than the 512 gig deck. Maybe it means higher than the 1TB deck. Maybe the number has changed since then, so we honestly don't know yet. So I do not want to overstate it, but yeah, that is definitely concerning. Now, my hope has been that Valve could get the 512 gig Steam Machine somewhere around $800. If that is the number, then I think there is still a real conversation. But if the starting price is above the new Steam Deck OLED prices, especially above the 1TB model, this gets a lot harder. So at that point, Valve has to prove that this is more than just a small living room PC, SteamOS on the TV, their Steam library, the couch setup, no console multiplayer paywall. The whole experience has to just justify that number. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong, guys. I honestly am. But after that Steam Deck price increase, this Steam Machine pricing rumor is not something that I would ignore. So just let me know where you guys land on this, right? Are you more interested in the Steam Frame after seeing more game support show up? And also, what price would make you walk away from the Steam Machine? $799, $999, or over $1,000? I will be linking the article down below on savage.com if you guys want to read more. I'm Ed Saavedra, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you all in the next one.